Hey guys, SoxHeather here, coming at you with another recipe video. Tonight I decided I'm going to pull out some of my Hungry Girl cookbooks because I've always liked her stuff, and I'm going to make some of her recipes. The only thing about Hungry Girl that sometimes doesn't please me is that she uses a lot of processed stuff. So I'm making sure I look through the recipes for things that are more whole foods friendly. But this one looks pretty whole foods friendly, so this is what I'm making tonight. And I'm just going to show you really quickly the recipe. It's called Winner Winner Onion Chicken Dinner. And the ingredients, I'm going to insert a picture because I don't want to type all this out, guys. But you need boneless, skinless, lean chicken breast. I have chicken leg meat I'm going to use. Teaspoon dry onion soup dip mix. I don't have that, so I'm compromising. I'll show you that in a minute. Some butter, or like whipped butter, or whatever butter substitute you use. I use real butter. Sliced onion, sliced mushrooms, and summer squash. But this is what I'm doing. I'm doing onions, I have some bean sprouts, I have some oyster mushrooms. I don't have yellow summer squash, so I'm using some green Mexican squash. And notice I've got it in 2 sets here, because what we're going to do is we're going to do some foil packets. And then over here we have our chicken. And like I said, I don't have the onion soup mix that she recommended, but I do have minced onion. So I've poured some of that in there, and then to season it, because it's not just onion in the onion soup mix, to season it I'm actually going to use this. It's chicken kebab seasoning. This is some good stuff. It's made by Sedaf, and we use a lot of Sedaf products here, but this is really good. The Persian's mom uses this to put on her chicken kebab. Lots of people do. It's delicious. So I'm just going to mix some of this in here. You can pretty much make this recipe whatever you like, so you don't have to follow her recipe to the exact. So I'm going to go ahead and season that up, and then I'll show you what we do next. So there's the chicken after it's been seasoned. This is what the seasoning looks like. Basically, I used about a tablespoon, actually less than a tablespoon on the chicken, but I'm reserving some for the vegetables too. So I'll show you what we're going to do with the vegetables. Okay, a yellow bowl is probably not the best option to show you that I've melted the butter. Now, I doubled this recipe, so she's got, 5 ounce, I've got way more than 10 ounces. I'm probably going to make a triple recipe for this because I've got a lot of chicken left that I need to use. But I doubled everything in the recipe because I'm going to be making 2 foil packets, maybe 3, 1 for me, 1 for the Persian. So what we need to do now is we're going to add our veggies and stuff to the mushrooms, the squash, and the bean sprouts, and the onions. I'm just going to add it all to this butter mixture. Obviously, the butter is going to be minimal, so I'm not sure how the coating is going to go on this, but basically what we're going to do is we're going to toss this in the butter. I'm not going to do a lot because it doesn't need a lot. It's going to be in a foil packet, and while it's cooking, the water from the chicken is going to be there, and I happen to know ahead of time that this chicken is pretty watery from a recipe I did the other night, so I'm going to not worry about there not being a lot of oil because the water will be enough liquid. So I'm just going to give that a toss, and I'll show you what we're going to do next. Okay, I have decided to do my recipe a little bit different. She does these foil packets, and they're really great for a single person, or if you're just doing 1 serving of this dinner. I have decided not to go to the trouble of doing the foil packets. I know that my chicken has extra water in it, so I'm going to have to make the foil packets to accommodate that. I've got a lot of chicken. I'm not just doing 1 serving. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put it in a casserole dish and put a lid on it and let it steam that way, because it'll cook the same way. It's a good recipe, and I'm going to use this. But I'm not going to do the foil packet. In theory, it's a great idea, and the directions are to do the foil packet. I'm just dumping the seasonings into the vegetables and stirring them. That's what I'm doing right now. But in the instructions, basically, you just create a little foil pocket that will seal up nicely with your chicken and your vegetables. But since I'm making a lot of extra so we can have leftovers, I'm just going to do it casserole style. It doesn't need to be in foil packets on its own. So what I'm going to do is just, I'm going to spray some Pam on the bottom of the casserole dish, lay the chicken out, and put the veggies on top of it and see how it goes. It can't be that difficult. So I did deviate from the recipe, but I think it's going to work for us because honestly, we've got so much chicken going on that it's too much for the foil packet. As I've said 12 times now, I don't need to keep repeating myself. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so this looks really yellow. I think the lighting in this kitchen is yellow. But the chicken is under there. I've put the seasoned chicken under the vegetables. Dump the vegetables on top. I'm going to cover this with foil. And I'm going to bake it, let's see, she says bake it for 25 minutes until the chicken is cooked through and the veggies are tender. So 25 minutes, I'm going to bake it for 25 minutes with foil on. And then I'm going to take the foil off and bake it for another 10 and see what I've got going on the chicken. Let's see. According to her recipe, the chicken was supposed to go on top of the veggies, and I can see why that would be good. So I'm going to do a quick flip and show you what I've come up with. Okay, so I've just done a quick flip, and I pulled the chicken out and put it on top of the veggies. And the reason I did this is because I do want the chicken to kind of moisten the veggies and get it like nice and juicy. And when I pull the foil off, maybe the chicken will get a little brown on it. I did take some advice from my last video, that Asian glazed chicken video. The Asian glazed chicken video that I did the other day turned out kind of soupy and it didn't glaze. And lots of people left me some advice. So one thing I did was dry my chicken very well. Someone had mentioned that, and I didn't do that the other night, and I know that I should have. So I did that. And we'll see what happens with this. Hopefully it turns out. I'm hoping it doesn't turn the vegetables into a soup. I probably should follow her recipe to a T. I've decided not to do that. Let's wing it and see how it goes. This is what cooking is, right? You just wing it. You fix it to accommodate yourself and then figure out as you go. Crossing our fingers. Okay, let's bake. Oh, at 375. That's the temperature. This is a mess. This is the worst recipe video ever. Okay, and this is the finished product. It looks very similar to the regular product, to the uncooked product. It is done. I ended up baking this around an hour. I did 25 minutes with the foil on, and took the foil off and did another 20. That is so hot, you're gonna burn yourself. Then I did 20 minutes with the foil off, and it wasn't nearly ready yet, so I did another 15 minutes, and now it's ready. I'm going to heat up some rice we have left over, and we'll make a salad, and we'll be good to go. So here's my dinner. I've got chicken here, and rice here with some of the veggies and the juice on it, and then a big salad there.
I'm excited. I'm excited. Hey guys.
We have our taste tester.
Drum roll.
He was excited to get the camera on him, but he couldn't prepare his bite before that happened.
I thought that was part of the camera action part.
No, if I do that, they'll see you in your skivvies. That piece of chicken is not going to be good, babe.
Why?
It's fatty. You got
chicken is chicken.
Okay.
Good.
Is it good? And the veggies? Yeah? 100%? Make again? Sweet!
Was it easy?
Yeah, it was actually really easy.
How many points for 7?
I have to figure it out because I modified the, modified it.
Good.
But I'll post that at the end. Okay, say bye.
Bye.
How do we say bye?
JKS.
Just keep swimming.